exciting location for a very important cause today. We're here to draw attention to the important cause of human trafficking and overall of abuse of women. And the organization is called Oasis House. And we're fortunate to be here today at the Hidden Valley Farms to celebrate with what we hope will be a recurring music festival with live music, plenty of food and beverages, and really something to do that's truly and genuinely Ohioan and Daytonian, enjoying festivals, enjoying each other, getting outside, listening to talent and music performed by local talent, and to do it while we're all supporting something bigger and larger than ourselves. And that's, I think, something we all value. And I'm happy to be here today with Donna Pierce, the Executive Director of Oasis House, and Renee Chase, the Board Chair of Oasis House. And I think the first thing we want to do is understand the organization and the cause and why it's so important that we draw attention to it.
Sure. I just would like to say thank you very much. We are so blessed to be here on such a beautiful day with so many people coming out to support Oasis House. So Oasis House is a ministry that serves female human trafficking and trauma victims. We use a trauma-informed care approach, which is holistic, like mind, body, and spirit, as we help heal, empower, and restore the women so that they can get on with their lives and lead healthy, wholesome lives. We provide a lot of services. I don't know, Renee, if you want to go into like our safe houses and our programming a little bit?
Absolutely. We operate 2 safe houses, and so women can stay with us for 2 years or even a little more if they need to. And as Donna was saying, we can provide everything they need free of charge. So what that means is treating the mental, the physical, dental, whatever it might be, and we give them a way that they can rebuild their lives. We offer absolutely no judgment. We love the women as they are when they come into our house, and we just help them find their way and what they want to do in their lives. They've been through a lot of trauma, and our goal is to love them. That's what we do. We love our women.
Can you give me and others who might be listening to this an idea of how big the problem is in this part of the state, or even beyond that?
Sure. You want to answer that, Donna?
Sure. It is absolutely a big problem. It's a $150 billion business. A recent research study reflected that there were 71% victims were female, 25% are children. This is definitely affecting our communities, our law enforcement, our criminal justice system, our health services. It's a very big problem.
So we hear a lot. I know, my exposure to the term human trafficking, and I'm going to assume many people who aren't as closely involved as you are or Oasis House volunteers are from movies like Taken, and that's our exposure to it. Could you describe the continuum of human trafficking and how we ought to be understanding it?
Right. I believe human trafficking kind of has become this buzzword in the last few years, and people don't quite understand what it means. And for us in our area, how it relates to the women we serve women who have been trafficked by their mom in exchange for rent. We serve women who uncles have sold videos of them. So we have a lot of family trafficking. We have boyfriend trafficking. Maybe they get hard on times and they say, well, if you love me, then you will go sell yourself, and this is how you're going to show your love to me. And so our women usually are under some type of force, fraud, or coercion, and they feel like they have no choice. They have been victims of trauma in their childhood. Most of the women we serve, that is the case. And so they're just victims of trauma, and we look at them as survivors, and we give them the skills they need. A lot of times society, I think, has looked at women as the perpetrators, and that's not the case. We look at each individual woman, and we love her where she is, and each one has their own story. But I do think sometimes people think of these movies, and absolutely that can happen, but what we deal with is family trafficking, is boyfriend trafficking, that type of thing.
So, how can people get involved? How can people recognize someone that might be a victim? Again, now that you've defined a little bit more about the types of definition of trafficking, what advice can you give to someone might see it and not know what they're seeing?
Sure. I would say if you suspect human trafficking, if it's safe to intervene, ask that person if they need help. I can give you a quick example. I was downtown Dayton on Brown Street. I had just had lunch and I came out to go to my car and I observed a fender bender, and the man got out of the car and started screaming obscenities at this woman, and I'm like, I'm late for work, but I was like, okay, what do I need to do here? So I went up to the woman and I said, are you okay? And she said, I don't know. And luckily we were close to United Dairy. I looked over, there were 3 police cruisers, and I walked over, I said, there's a woman who needs help. Those police cruisers were over to that scene within seconds. And that woman she was being terrorized. It may not have been a human trafficking situation, but it was definitely a woman in crisis in our community that, because of intervention, she was able to have safety. So again, I say if you suspect something, if it's safe for you, say something. Try to call law enforcement, the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Just awareness is key, because I think a lot of times ignorance is bliss, where it's not in our neighborhood, we're not going to worry about it. But I think the more we are educated, the onus is on us to take a stand and to do something to help if we can.
So once someone's identified a potential victim, they've reached out to that potential victim, or maybe they haven't reached out to the victim, how can they get a hold of a resource? You mentioned a hotline number. What is the best way to connect them to the kind of help or service to help them get to safety?
To call Oasis House, call our number. We're on social media, our website. We will help that woman wherever she's at. Maybe she's not ready or is not in a place that she can get out of that situation, but we can help show her where the resources are, and just let her know that she has a friend. A lot of our women feel so isolated, and they feel like society just looks down on them and no one wants to help them. But the truth is, our women that we serve, they're someone's daughter, they're someone's granddaughter, and maybe they just made a mistake that led to another mistake, or whatever it is. And that's where we come in, no judgment. So call us, get a hold of us on social media, whatever it is, we will help them. If they're not ready, then that's fine, but at least we can give them some resources, because we look at those women as child victims who were never rescued. We just didn't get to them in time. So we will meet them wherever they're at.
JP, can I share just a quick little testimony from one of the women that lives with us?
Please.
Okay. She said, what Oasis means to me. For me, Oasis is heaven on earth. It's a second chance at life. It has stability and structure, a constant reminder of how great life can be. You have the freedom to plan and to think. They offer great support, always there for you in a time of need. They celebrate life with you when you accomplish things. They are right there with you. It's a blessing to have the opportunity to be a part of Oasis. I appreciate the staff with all my being. Praise be to Oasis.
Well, that's an incredible testimony of someone you've touched and helped. Do you have an idea? Do you keep track of the people that use the services and their children? Do you have an ongoing connection with them?
We certainly try to maintain that connection. There isn't probably a week that goes by that we do not get a phone call from one of our former survivors that will say, hey, I graduated from the YES program, or I participated in one of your ministries, and just kind of sometimes they want to volunteer with us. But we do encourage that ongoing relationship, just to be a support for them, if ever they're down on their luck. A woman, former survivor, needed help with her rent recently. And, of course, we're very careful about things of that nature because of our tight budget. But we were able to write a check directly to the landlord because this young woman is trying so hard to take care of herself and live. And we're like, yes, we're going to help you. And she hasn't lived with us for years. But she's an Oasis woman, and we're behind her.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about the organization? And been around since 2003, is that right?
Yeah, we've been around a long time. We started out of a place on the Dixie Strip, if a lot of people are from Dayton are familiar with that. At that time, there were over 19 sexually oriented businesses and strip clubs. And that's where we started, just being a resource for the women. A woman had walked into one of the churches there, actually, and that's how it got started. She needed assistance. The women of the church had the knowledge, and thank goodness they saw her as someone in need and didn't judge her. And from there, Oasis House grew. And so now we are located in the Life Enrichment Center on Finley Avenue. And like I said, we operate 2 safe houses. We have the offices. We have online ministries. You had asked about people getting involved. There's so many ways that people can volunteer and help out because we are growing and we're not going away. This problem is not going away, and we're here to stay and grow and help.
Well, that's amazing, the work that you do, and I know we're here for this event. We've identified, the definition of a victim of human trafficking, the different ways that the organization Oasis House is involved in helping and supporting those victims. We'll make sure we come up with other ways to share telephone number and website so people that are listening to this or watching this can learn more. Let's talk about this event. Obviously, events like this are fun, they're enjoyable, and they maybe bring in people that wouldn't otherwise be familiar with this important topic. So talk to us about this event. It's a very cool venue, a unique venue. Can you share a little bit about the event?
Right, absolutely. It's a beautiful venue, and so much has been donated to us. We have these beautiful, talented bands that are coming out today to play music for us. We have so many supporters that have purchased tickets and are just here because they want to have some fun. First off, it's a beautiful day and they love music, but it's also because they're supporting this cause, and we're just grateful.
Yeah. All of our resources go to our women. If you look at our budget, the money that we get goes straight back to our women and our programming. And Brian Faust, Glenda Hoagland, they're on our board. They have put this together along with all of our other board members, but those two have kind of spearheaded this and gotten the idea, and you got behind them, JP, and as the board chair, I can't thank you enough, and all of the people who have supported us, all of our sponsors. This is a game changer for Oasis House. Any type of fundraiser makes the biggest difference because, again, it all goes back to our women.
Well, it is interesting living in the Midwest and a community like Dayton, Southwest Ohio. People seem to like to gravitate toward helping one another, and I know have an innovative event like this. And I know I was drawn to the organization by Brian Faust, board member, and I know he's been very passionate about this event and really wanting to turn this into something special long term. And so he's quite a dynamic business executive. He's a great father and family man. He and Susie have 3 wonderful kids, and so if he's behind something, I tend to pay very close attention because he's an outstanding person with an outstanding family. So tell us what we can expect today. So again, beautiful sunny day, wonderful orchard and farm. Talk to us about what we're going to see today.
Well, you're going to eat. First
That's
off, there's
right.
going to be some really tasty food. So we're
Great
really
music.
anticipating the food. 3 different bands. One timestamp is 80s music, I believe.
Yeah.
Raina is, she's beautiful. I don't care what she sings. It's going to be good. And then we've got Eric Girardi, who is a cool jazz dude. And he's very well known in this area. We're going to be entertained for hours.
A cool jazz dude. I would love to be known as that. Well, look, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for everything you're doing for the important cause of human trafficking with Oasis House. Remember, a free event today. Oh no, there's a small cost to get in. That's right, small cost to get in. It supports Oasis House. All the proceeds go to the victims of human trafficking, and for some reason can't be involved in the music festival today, you can certainly be involved with helping Oasis House. You want to give the website one more time before we close out?
Oasisforwomen.org, and they can also text to donate at 44321. Yeah. So either one, Oasis House, oasisforwomen.org, or text to donate, and you can get some information there too.
Outstanding. Thank you very much for everything you're doing. We appreciate it. Now let's go and enjoy some great music, all for a great cause. Thank you very much.